So, what about us taking an adventure east? Singapore, for spring break. Colin's wedding. We've been dating for over a year now, and I think it's about time people met my beautiful girlfriend. Come on.
Rachel grew up in America where she doesn't see her face anywhere, and so I think for me, growing up, people always thought like, oh, well, you have Asian cinema films that you can relate to, the ones that they make over in China and Korea and Japan and places like that. And so I think the way I wanted to do it was Rachel goes into Singapore with an excitement and anticipation that this thing that everybody in America said she was would make her feel like home.
We can't afford this. So your family is rich?
We're comfortable.
That is exactly what a super rich person would say.
And then she gets there and she experiences a lot of bullying and antagonism, and I think it actually steels her spine to be proud that she's from both, that she can be from a culture that produces a woman like Eleanor, and also one that produces a woman like her own mother.
The Nick you're dating is Nick Young?
Yeah, you guys know them or something?
Hells yeah. They're just the biggest developers in all of Singapore.
Damn, Rachel. It's like the Asian Bachelor.
I think they're new rich.
Yeah.
You know, I think that has a lot to do with it. And I think there's a strong sense of family between it and
Compassion.
compassion and real love. And where does Rachel go in her time of need during that crisis in Singapore? She goes to Peik-Lin and her family. So there's something to be said about that.
These people aren't just rich. They're crazy rich.
Now, you really should have told me that you're like the Prince William of Asia.
That's ridiculous. Much more of a Harry.
This whole film, it's all Nick's fault because you know,
I
and so can you just? I mean, he threw you into Thunderdome, and you know what? So can you describe like like are guys just not aware?
It's actually a great metaphor because Nick's intentions are entirely pure-hearted and good, but his actions are not.
Mom, this is Rachel Chu.
She just thinks you're some like unrefined banana.
No. Those are a few fingers.
Yellow on the outside or white on the inside.
It talks about love and family. It's something that we all can relate to. You know, we can relate to a very protective mother. I'm sure we all have one at home. I mean, it's not just for the sons, but for the daughters as well. But the universal topic of love transcends any culture. I chose to raise a family. For me, it was a privilege. But for you, you may think it's old-fashioned.
Don't you want Nick to be happy?
I know you're not what Nick needs.
See these actors who embodied, these characters I've lived with and written about for the past 5 years come to life. To meet Gemma for the first time, to meet Michelle Yeoh for the first time, it was just very surreal, very emotional.
She's like trying to play a game of chicken with me, thinking I'm gonna swerve like a chicken.
But you can't swerve. You gonna roll up and be like,
Bok bok, bitch.
okay, maybe like not as aggressive.
I think when you're coming from a place of cultural specificity, the goal of any storytelling of something like this backdrop is about making it universal and accessible for all. This is at the end of the day, it's an epic love story. And I think that is a universal language. And the more authentic it is, the more specific the culture is, the better the storytelling is. So when you have someone like Kevin Kwan, someone like John Chu, people are people of color behind the scenes that are writing and playing for people of color in front of the camera. All peoples of all colors can enjoy this.
I met a girl, I fell in love, and I want to marry her.
You're Nicholas Young. You're untouchable. But Rachel's not.
Have you prepped Rachel to face the wolves?
It's scary to talk about your own cultural identity, but I think it's important to, and it's the start of a conversation, not the end of a conversation.
I really admire you. It takes guts coming all the way over here, facing Nick's family.
The most wonderful intentions. He just wanted to show off his girlfriend.
Yeah, but he could have
But
made
she
it
wasn't
easier
much.
if you had told the truth.
All right.
He could have.
Just a little bit easier on her.